All right, to close our demonstration on shooting and compensating for mountain conditions, we're going to use the LR1000 rifle from Gunwerks. This one's chambered in the old 7 Remington mag, not our new 7mm LRM. So our muzzle velocity is 30.25 and our ballistic coefficient is 617. This turret is built for 1,000-foot elevation and 55 degrees temperature. So we're going to set up the rangefinder at 1,000-foot 55 in BDC mode. BDC will give us a shoot-to range, and then we're going to use the ballistic turret to dial the range, that shoot-to range, to the target. I've got a cliff that's sticking out on the left here, real close to where this rock's at, so I want to shoot past all this obstruction in the front and get just the range to that rock on the back. I'm going to put this in farthest target mode, pressing the mode button. Now it took about 3 seconds to calculate that data. It was 1198 to the rock, and it says my ballistic range is 1109. So what I'm going to do is dial my turret here. I'm at 200. If I dial it all the way around in 20 minutes, it only gets me to about 925, about 930 yards. So I'm going to keep dialing up on the second row of elevation correction. I'm at 1,000 right there. 1,050 and 11. Now, I'd be at 1,200 without the correction, but the rangefinder measured the pressure and the temperature here, which is about 6,000 feet, probably about 80 or 90 degrees. So it tells me I need to dial that down actually to 1109, which is, and that's about 1, 2, 3, that's 4 minutes. That's about 5 feet, 4.5 minutes, just almost 5 feet at that range. So it's important to make that correction or else you're not going to hit. Now, while I'm at this in the rangefinder, it's going to calculate the perfect wind correction for that distance. We're going to be at 1198. And then it's going to give me that 1109, and then I just access the wind value right here on the side. It says for a 10-mile-an-hour wind at this elevation, I need 5.5 minutes. If I scroll down to like a 5-mile-an-hour wind, it'd be half that, it'd be 2.7. And again, I could scroll up or down to 15 or 20. So 2.7 minutes for a 5-mile-an-hour wind at this distance. So I've got my data down. If I was doing a shooting test or routine, I might make a couple notes there, but I'm just going to demonstrate how this works. We'll see how that shot hits. Ear protection, eye protection, and get set up on the gun. Now I'm going to use my scope magnification. I'm going to see if I can pick up some mirage. Right here, running my Kestrel, you know, we're running about 2.5 to 3 miles an hour left to right. See what my mirage says out here. I'm showing some left to right mirage down there. So my wind's pretty consistent, left to right, about 3 miles an hour, you know, maybe up to 4. I'm shooting through this canyon, kind of looking at this terrain. I think it's probably reduced in the middle. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to correct for about a 2.5 mile an hour wind. It was about 3 minutes for 5, so I'm going to hold 1.5 minutes to the left to correct for that wind. I think I only need one shot here. All right, that's 1,198 yards. Called my shot just about a half minute to the right and about a 1/4 minute low. So pretty close on the wind dope. I don't know if you noticed the dust down there. We did have just a little bit of dust moving right to left instead of my left to right wind call, but overall that was a pretty good wind call for that distance. Now with the G7BR2, I ranged it. It said 1198 for the distance. It told me to correct to 1,109 yards. And then it told me for a 5 mile an hour wind I needed 2.7 minutes. So I held about 1.5 minutes at 1,109 yards to hit within a half minute at 1,200 yards.